Hi guys, welcome to this tutorial on how to connect to a database, specifically online database using JDBC driver inside an Android application. Now, we're going to start this off first just by designing designing a simple layout or a simple application in Android. And then we're going to use that application to store data straight into a database using JDBC driver. Okay, so let's just kickstart with our project. So we're going to create an Android project. Now, just for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to create a very simple Android project. And I'm just going to call it simple DB connect. Okay. And then I'm just going to choose that. And choose 19. I'm going to choose compile with 19 as well. And I'm just going to change a little bit to my name. And then I'm going to click next. Next. Do I have an icon? No, I don't. So let's just go next. And we're going to create a blank activity for this one. Go next. And I'm just going to call this as add detail. Yeah, I'm just going to call it add detail activity and click finish. Okay, so that's our project is being created. Now, while doing this, I'm going to assume that you have an online database somewhere hosted. If you don't want, I recommend using this particular website, GearHost, and you can create a free website. And with that, you can also create free database, which will hold up to 5 megabytes of storage space, which is perfectly okay for this particular tutorial. But like if you have anything better than that, then that's fine. Okay. So while our project finish up, hopefully it won't take too long. Just refreshing the folder. All right. So okay, while the layout refreshes, we're just going to go here inside of our packages and we're going to create another package. Okay, so we're just going to create a new package and it's going to be an app package. So I'm going to become that app. Okay. Now you can call it whatever, but just make sure you call this app, because whenever I'm referring back to this app, you should know exactly which folder I'm referring back to or which package I'm referring back to. So click finish. Now inside this package, we're going to create a class and it's going to be called app config class. Now the app config class is going to hold a couple of static variables for us that we're going to need in order to make a connection to the online database. Okay, so while this finish up, another thing I want to mention to you there is when you have your database set up, okay, like at the moment I don't have any table created so far. I'm going to go through that process with you guys as well. So if you do have a table created, you probably don't want to use that. Just stick to the one that I'm using for this particular tutorial. And then once you get the hang of it, then you can use whatever tables you want or create whatever other tables you want to use. And while you have your database created, make sure you know your database username. Okay, make sure you know your database password, and also make sure you know the database server or the database host. Okay. because these couple of things will be handy to for application, in order for application to make a connection to the database online. Now back to this. Okay, so we have a layout prepared, a new package created, and I'm going to change this to oh right, I almost forgot. If you're going to be testing it in an emulator, make sure you have your emulator running at the start, because you don't want this bad boy to start running late. Otherwise, like, it's going to take forever to run. 5.4. Okay, so that should hopefully start somewhere. So I'm just going to choose this screen size here, and it should refresh. It's just that I'm going to choose this so that, like, when I make my layout, it will look perfect on the, on the emulator, because the emulator is a 5.4 inch emulator. So I don't want my layout to look anything out of proportion. Okay. Or I can choose anything smaller than that. I can go for a 4.0. Okay, in other words, the next is S, whatever. So I just want to make sure that, like, when I create this, it will fit into this screen and that nothing will go out of proportion, because I don't really want to use any other components or elements from here other than, like, the few like the text fields and and the buttons. Okay, so now, just before we get to our design there, I just want to go back to the app package, and I'm going to create a new Java class. Okay, and it's going to be called app config. As the name suggests, it's going to have it's going to hold all of the configuration strings that we're going to need in order to make a connection to the database. Okay, so I'm just going to finish. Now, inside this app config, we're going to create a lot of public static methods. Okay, so, or static variables, and they're all going to be finals. So we're going to create this one. This will be connection string. Okay, and in this we're going to have, so the connection string is going to be the actual host, the host name and the database name together. Okay, so if you go back to your, whatever you created your database, in this case mine is here. Okay, so that's my host name. So I'm just going to go back to here, but first, before we put our host name, we need to do is add JDBC colon MySQL colon // then we're going to paste our host name there, and then say // and then we're going to paste the database name. Okay, so my database name is this one here. The database name, it's always the same as the username, so in this case it will be AndroidDB. Okay, so that's my connection string done. Now the next thing I want to store is the user and the password. So public static final string user, call it DB, let's go user, and that will be Android DB. Okay, remember the database username is AndroidDB in my case. Okay, so database username AndroidDB, and then the database password. If I can copy this guy here, and hopefully it won't change. So if I go back here, I say public static final string db pass, and I'm just going to paste that in there, semicolon. Okay. And then another thing I want to add will be public static final string, and this will be the driver. Okay. And then this will be com.mysql JDBC driver. Now this will be exactly the same for the rest of you guys as well, so make sure you have this for the driver. Okay. And then at the end I'm going to add a final string variable, and this one will be the table name. Okay. I just want to put it here because like whenever I reference back the table name somewhere in the application, I can just say app config the table name and then it return the table name for me. Okay. I'm just going to call the table details. Okay. So later on, I'm going to create a table inside our database, and that table will be called details. Okay. And then that's everything done for our app config. Okay, so we can close that down. Now, for this example, I want to store, let's just say, details about a person. Okay, and those details will be their, let's just say it's going to be like their first name, the last name, their age, and their height or something. Okay, so for that, then I'm just going to add like 4 fields. Okay, so the first one will be, okay, I'll just put that there for now. Okay, the first thing I want to put at the top will be a title. Okay, and I'm going to edit the string, add a new one, call it title, and the string will be enter details. Okay, I'll use that. This is enter details, and I'm just going to change the width to match parents, and I'm going to change the gravity gravity to be centered. Okay, and then I'm just going to realign that. Okay, sometimes this thing can just act bizarre. Hopefully if I do this, it's going to change. Yeah, there we go. I don't know what's going on, but like this always happens, so just bear with it. Normally if you save the XML file there, it just rearrange everything back to the way it's supposed to look. So match parents, and so the first one will be the name, the second one will be the first name, the second one will be the last name, the third one will be the age, so I'm going to use number for that one. Okay, I'm going to use numbers. Save that. Hopefully that will make the change to, there we go. And make the layout match parent. Make the layout match parent. Match parent as well. So that's first name, last name, age, and height, another number. Okay. and I'm gonna make this match parent as well. And now I'm gonna add some hint. Okay, so let's go add a hint, and this will be name hint first name. I'm just gonna say f name. Sorry, f name hint. This one will be last name hint or L name hint. And the last name. And then this one will be age hint. Underage. And the last one will be height. Okay, so there we have it. I'm not even worried about if they're perfectly aligned or not. What I want to do is get rid of all of these align left. I really don't like these guys showing up. Okay, and okay, the last thing as well I need to add is a button for adding. Okay, so just edit text. We're gonna go and say add btn add. Okay, and then we're gonna have another button here, and this one will be just display. Okay, and then like whenever we click on display, we'll just display all the well, it's going to display the name that is stored in the database. Okay, stop aligning left. I don't want you to align left. No, stop aligning right either. I don't want you to align right. Actually, no, I do want you to align right. But I don't want you to put a margin. Okay. Now I want to change the IDs on this. Android, why do you have to be so annoying? I'm just gonna leave it as it is for now. Change this to height. Okay, hopefully this shouldn't annoy the app a little bit. Deposit system is not responding on the okay. Of course the emulator is gonna crash. Right, now just to be safe, I want to see if apps looks any better. I am going to run the app. Okay, it's taking a little time for the app to run. Okay, it's launching. 99%. This would have been a lot faster if I was testing from my phone, but if I decided to test from my phone, then you guys wouldn't really see what's going on, so I have to use the emulator for this one. I am just hoping the emulator will run a bit faster than this, but I guess I'm asking for too much. Okay, let's see. Okay, that looks perfectly fine there. Alright, so that's that part done. Alright guys, okay, since we have this part done, I'm going to stop the video and we're going to continue on the second part. Okay.